Salut, c'est Géraldine. Welcome to Comme une Française TV, Live in France, Feel at Home. This episode marks 2 years of Comme une Française TV. Over 100 episodes and 600,000 views on YouTube, so merci to you. Whether you've just discovered the channel or you've been here for a while, merci. I can't stop thanking you for being such a wonderful, enthusiastic and nice community of over 12,000 subscribers. That's wonderful. For this episode, as promised, I've picked questions, some practical, some personal, in the ones you sent over in the last weeks, and here are my answers for you. How do you answer the phone, the cold calls or the phone numéro? From Fiona. To answer the phone, I just say allô, allô, or oui, oui, or even bonjour. And sometimes allô, oui, bonjour, allô, oui, bonjour, the three. If you have a cold call and you're not interested, just say je ne suis pas intéressé, merci. Je ne suis pas intéressé, merci. I'm not interested, thank you. If it's a false number, you can say je pense que vous avez fait une erreur. Je pense que vous avez fait une erreur. I think you made a mistake. A question from John. Which is your favorite Parisian museum? John was suggesting more art on Comme une Française TV. Thanks John, that's a very good idea. My favorite Parisian museums are le Conservatoire des Arts et Métiers, because it's full of science and big things. La Cité de l'Architecture et du Patrimoine, because it reproduces architectures from France and from abroad, and it's very, very interesting and you can touch things. And also le Musée Carnavalet, which is about the history of Paris, and that's really nice. And of course, I love les catacombes, which are worth a visit as well. About art, John was asking, my favorite painters are from the neoclassic period. It's a very, very classic one. I love Anne-Louis Giraudet and Jacques-Louis David. Jacques-Louis David is very famous because he painted this big painting that you can see at Le Louvre. I love those two. Opal was asking, est-ce qu'il y a des règles quand on déjeune ou dîne chez une famille française qu'on ne connaît pas très bien? Is there any rules when you're going to have lunch or dinner at a French family that you don't know very well? Well, I already said that, but I'll say it again because it's very important. Be 15 minutes late, so you allow people to be late as well. Bring a gift, such as chocolates or flowers or even wine. And if you have food allergies, let your host know in advance. And also taste everything. If they offer food, try to taste it. Vanessa was asking, my question is about French films. Do you have any favorites? My favorite film, let's say movies that I could watch again and again and again and again. The two OSS 117 are wonderful. It's very, very French humor and I recommend you watch it with subtitles because it's hard to understand. Recently I loved Guillaume et les garçons à table, Le Prénom, which is really nice, and Les Gamins. And the last two ones I saw at the cinema were Lou and Astérix et le Domaine des Dieux, which are really good. In the old movies section, I love Les Demoiselles de Rochefort, it's very romantic, and Les Tontons Flingueurs because the dialogues are very, very, very well written, and I love when dialogues are well written. Jack was asking next, would you mind doing some business-focused video? Cover topics like office work, IT technology, and even customary formalities between co-workers. Well, Jack, good news, because I'm currently working on a business course for 2015, so you'll know more about this soon. Fingers crossed. And he was asking as well, what's the future of your product offering? I like the courses you've done so far, and I would consider buying more. Thanks, Jack, that's very nice. I will reopen a course in February about French vocabulary and pronunciation. Maybe you saw that on Facebook. Then in April, I will probably reopen French Conversation with Confidence because it was a huge success and some of you didn't manage to get in on time. And also in May, June, I will do a brand new course, which I'm very excited about, on French culture. Jonathan asks next, how do you go about choosing your topics and what are the criteria? I choose topics that are fun to talk about, practical and useful anytime, anywhere. I don't follow any fashion. Ideas come from the comments and emails from you. the audience, so thank you. And also from what I experienced abroad, for example, the hairdresser video, which was really frightening to me, what I see in everyday life, for example, embarrassing mistakes in French, and what's difficult for me and I think is worse for you. For example, solving a problem in French in a shop. That seems difficult, so I do videos about that. And also things that are deeply cultural. For example, the bread etiquette that I did recently and traditions that are really rooted into French culture. A good sign for me that a topic is a good one is when I blush when I'm talking about it, because I truly believe that having cultural taboos doesn't help anyone, so I'm ready to step out of my comfort zone to help you, even if I'm embarrassed to talk about certain things. What's easy for me is that Grenoble has the second population of expats in France after Paris, so I have lots of foreign friends and co-workers, and hi guys, by the way. And he was also asking, is Comme une Française your full-time occupation? Yes, Comme une Française is a company I founded 2.5 years ago, and it requires a full-time attention. I create all the content for the videos and the courses, I take care of marketing and business development, and of course, customer service, which is something I'm very, very fond of. On the side, I also run a co-working space in Grenoble, and I'm in charge of communication and customer care in this co-working space, and I love it. Malcolm asks, how and where did you learn English? I learned English at school where I wasn't very good, and then I moved to England where I lived in Leeds, in Yorkshire, for 2 years. Once in a foreign country, you have to speak the language, you have no choice, so I improved. And as you hear, my English is still far from perfect and I keep learning every day. Eric asks in French, quand j'ai vécu en France, il y avait un sentiment fort, surtout par le gouvernement, contre le franglais. Est-ce toujours le cas? He asked, when I lived in France, there was a strong feeling against franglais, which is a mix of French and English. Is it still the case? Well, Eric, I think it's more of a political trend than anything real. We use weekend and email, in French, email, without any shame. For business and IT terms, I use English words all the time because they're very precise. But the thing is, what frightens me more is the bad use of French all around than the use of a good English word. I think that the way people speak French is getting worse, and that frightens me. Ellen, my favorite question, can you do one on going to the hairdressers? I love this question because it comes so often, I keep answering the same. So thanks for asking, that's a great question because I was worried as well. I did, and it's here. No worry, you're not the first to ask, so go and watch the video, I hope you like it. Et toi, your French will improve only if you put into practice what you've learned on Comme une Française TV. Share your experiences by leaving a comment below this video. For this special episode, tell me, which episode was the most useful to you and what do you want to see in 2015 on Comme une Française TV? Share your experience in French if you dare in the comments below. We can all learn from your story and your experience. The comment section is the best place to start discussions and ask questions. If you like this video, share it with your friends on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter and Pinterest. Help me spread the word about Comme une Française. Merci. Do you love France? Dream of speaking French like a true Parisienne? Learn how with me, Géraldine, on communefrancaise.com and subscribe to my email updates for exclusive tips on real life in France every Tuesday, plus an exclusive brand new video, Introduce Yourself in French, it's free. Merci for watching Comme une Française TV, live in France, feel at home. Allez, salut et bonne année!